everyone. Thank you for having me. My name is Gabriela Santini. I'm a journalist at Channel 12 Newscast, and I'm also a Fulbrighter. Today I will be your host in this Fulbrighter talk, Fulbright talk, which celebrates the 60 years anniversary of this commission. Today we will be speaking with two Fulbrighters, James Cohen and Aldo Rodríguez. First of all, let me introduce them. James Cohen is an associate professor at bilingual education at college education at Northern Illinois University. He was awarded with a U.S. Scholar Grant, where U.S. academics and professionals with an outstanding career in certain fields as education spent 3 or 4 months in different countries. James spent 3 months here in Uruguay, and he really was here because he was in 14 out of the 19 departments in Uruguay. He went to 30 rural schools, and he met well over 400 teachers. Welcome, James, and thank you for being here today and tell us your experience. Aldo Rodríguez is the National Director of Linguistic Policies. He has a PhD in educational psychology. He studied at Northern Illinois University after getting a Fulbright scholarship in foreign student program. During his grant, the College of Education awarded him with an Academic Excellence Prize, and the Latino Resource Center recognized him as an outstanding Latino student. He usually say that opportunities just don't happen, you create them. So please, Aldo, tell us what opportunities did you create when you decided to apply to this scholarship?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me today. I think that I created many opportunities when I applied for the Fulbright scholarship. First of all, to open my mind to new cultures, and when I talk in plural, I mean not only the American culture, but also all the cultures that live together with the American culture in that type of salad bowl that is now the United States.
James, why did you decide to come to Uruguay? What did you know about our educational system?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for inviting me for this presentation. I think it's really wonderful that we're celebrating the 60th anniversary of Fulbright Uruguay. It's a great feat. If it weren't for that, I wouldn't have been able to go to Uruguay. Actually, the reason I went originally, I never thought about going to Uruguay. And then I sat down with a doc student from Uruguay, and we started talking. And she was a Fulbright scholar and getting her master's degree at Northern Illinois University where I teach. And we were going to publish an article together. And she started telling me about Uruguay, and I thought, what a great idea. And so I started researching about Uruguay. You know, I went online and I started looking at the history and the terrain and the policies and everything. I thought, this is the place I want to go.
I want to take the opportunity of having two people so passionate about teaching, to give a message about the ones who are listening to us and maybe are thinking on applying for the scholarships, Fulbright scholarship. What would you say to them?
Why not? I mean, to me, applying for a scholarship to go teach or go study in another country is a dream come true. You know, I never had the opportunity to study in another country. I've always just taught in other countries. And, you know, I would use one country as a base, and then I would travel to different countries around that place. Mm-hmm. You know, like, so when I was in Uruguay, I got to go to Argentina, Brazil, and Paraguay too. But the Fulbright scholarship is super prestigious. And any university in the world, well, I think you have to go to the United States because it's the United States. But any university in the United States would gladly accept a Fulbright scholar because it's that prestigious. So if you get one, I mean, and putting a Fulbright scholarship on your resume is a phenomenal thing. So I think everybody should apply if they want to travel, they want to expand their understanding of the world, they want to learn how to improve their English, but also learn how to teach or whatever subject they want to study.
Well, I learned two things in my life regarding Fulbright. Well, I learned more, but I want to share two.
Mm-hmm.
The first one is that in all the cases when I applied for a Fulbright, or when I applied for a grant from the embassy at the beginning, we were a lot of people. I remember when I applied for the Fulbright scholarship, we were, I don't know, maybe 40 people. I entered the Fulbright Commission office and I saw people and people and more people, and I said, this is not going to be for me. And it was for me. So, but one thing that I did after that was to fight for it. I decided that if I wanted, I had to fight for that scholarship. So when I had the interview, I showed my feathers, like we say in English. I showed my feathers. I showed why I wanted to be a Fulbright scholar. But what I would tell the others, the ones that do not get the chance, is that to continue doing it. Maybe that was not the time, but maybe your time is next time.
James, now you receive a lot of teachers in the teacher exchange grant, don't you?
They said, all right, well, and so we had 21 teachers, I think, last February who came to right before the pandemic hit us. Mm-hmm. What timing, oh my gosh. So, and they had a terrific time. We got to take them all over downtown Chicago, and it's in the snow. So they got to experience snow and the cold. Yeah. And they saw the bean on Michigan Avenue, and we got to go to a Chicago Bulls basketball game. And Aldo was really jealous about that one.
Nobody took me there, but it was great to see all my colleagues having fun in Chicago and having fun at NIU, and above all, learning a lot about the culture and about how people teach in the United States. So what I have talked to them now is that they have friends and they are exchanging a lot of information and knowledge with the people from the United States. And that's the best. That is one of the aims of Fulbright, to have this exchange between different cultures. And I think that we have taken the most out of it.
Okay, tell me one thing that is now part of your life that wasn't before going to the US in your case, Aldo, or to Uruguay in your case, James.
It changed me in the sense that it reinvigorated my passion for, I never lost my passion for traveling, but it definitely reinvigorated my passion for learning about other people and other cultures and ways of living and ways of teaching and just ways of experiencing the world.
Well, in my case, it has changed a lot personally and professionally. Personally, well, to understand more what other people think and do, and to care more about what other people from other cultures do. Also, in terms of friendship, I have friends like James, Stephen, and many people from the United States and from other parts of the world that I consider my friends. But also academically, before going, I was a teacher. I was a classroom teacher. Now I consider myself a scholar because I do a lot of research, because I read more, because I try to get into the bones of what's going on in some kind of situations.